for the season, which is the festival season. We provide mentorship for our students, but over 40 students per year. Of course, we partner with institutions like CARICOM, Caribbean Development Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, USAID, and others. We have built up a solid network of international studios and experts from Disney, Pixar, who is again being represented here, Pixar is here, Leica Studios, EA Games, Adman Studios, and many more. And we have now created what is called the Animae Caribe House. And I just want to quickly talk about the Animae Caribe House. What we found is that as we travel in conferences, we are being asked about production. Like, we're looking for a team from the Caribbean. We want to work with diverse groups. We want diverse stories. And we felt like we are now being pushed more into production. Now, we are not saying that we are a studio. What we are saying is that we are the glue to bring studios in the Caribbean together. And we've already started that by partnering with ePixel in Tobago. We even partner with eCake in Cuba, and we want to build that. So what Animae Caribe House is really the opportunity now for us to monetize the industry, because we are now the agent. We are becoming the agent for those sort of big projects. So, quickly to go through the days, Wednesday is, of course, our official launch. I want to thank IDB again. Our opening screening, we are so excited about this. It is in phase 2 Panyard, right? And we are doing exactly what we think the powers that be want to do. We want to show that culture and creativity, it does not have to stay in one space. So the Panyard, as you all know, is where the pan practice happens. But we are saying, no, we could take those spaces and create a cinema. We could take those spaces and create a Lyman spot. We are going to be taking phase 2 and making it a space where even the bars in phase 2, the corn soup lady or the doubles person is getting sales on the day, so that we have actually take that space and made it into something more. Thursday is our business day. It's very, very important that we understand the value of this industry. $400 billion US, not TT. And it's expected to increase by at least 5%, within the next 3 or 4 years, right? So we are seeing that this is a growing industry. It's not dying. So we are focusing, and Laura will tell us a lot more when we have that conversation here. All our guests will give you all a little background of who they are, but there is, we are discussing projects that were really, really successful, like Laura's project, Jojo and Grand, which is on CBBS. And she's going to give us a little feedback as to what that is. Anselm Douglas, who is not here, he's doing an animated series called The Adventures of Spin and Scratch, and it's based on a mice family that lives in Brooklyn and decide to stow away on this lady's suitcase to come back to the Caribbean to live, because they can't take on what's going on in Brooklyn right now. So, and of course, what we always like to do is highlight successes. So we do a work in progress session with different projects that are actually happening at the moment. And this is when Tobago Trek will get their platform, because they have a wonderful project that is a game that is sort of merging tourism, culture, and gaming, so that when tourists play the game outside of the region, they can actually get digital tokens that they can then come and use in Tobago. It's a phenomenal experience. And we have 2 nights of screening, on the Thursday night and the Friday night. Thursday night, we are celebrating Cuban voices. We have Isis here, who is nervously going to be one of the panelists. And we are featuring a cult classic called Vampires in Havana. On the Fridays of school day, this is our craziest day. It's when we have over 35 schools come in busloads of 50, sometimes more, to our horror. But that shows you the kind of eagerness that young people have for this industry. And the last screening we have is the Little Carib screening, which is a protest screening, because we feel that animation is a very, very important tool to get messages across. So we dealing with things like sexuality, we dealing with things like imprisonment. We even have a film on the Palestine issue, the Gaza issue. So there's discussion with that also. And we end our wonderful event at in Tobago. And we are taking a different approach to the closing. As you could probably tell, it's a unique festival, right? It's not the typical kind of festival. We feel that it's important that when people come to the festival, they also experience the culture and the creativity of the country. And with that, we are ending the festival on Castara Bay at a bonfire at about 9 o'clock in the night. But before we do that, we're taking a bus ride over the mountains, and it's a haunted bus ride where the game itself is being sort of experienced on the way. So there are certain parts of the game, like for instance, the silk cotton tree, that certain things happen, and the bus will stop there, and we have theater people involved, we have costumes. So it's really taking culture and making it something that is experiential. So, next slide. Of course, I spoke about the opening at the Phase 2 Pan Yard, and all our guests will be exposed to a pan demo, right? It's not a huge Phase 2 Pan group, but there will be about 15 Pan members doing a demo and playing. And I'm sure most of you all who are coming here, probably for the first or second time, never experienced being that close to Pan, right? So you will have that. And as I said, the doubles man and the soup lady will also be there. So we talked about that already. This is the Cuban Voices. If we go through it, this is the protest animation. And we have this is one of our biggest days, as I said. We're looking forward to seeing schools. This is the Tobago Trek. In the background, what you're seeing are some of the characters that were created by the Tobago team already. And this actually is ongoing. It's a TV Paint challenge where our guys, we partnered with TV Paint in the US, in France, sorry. And they were trained for 2 days, and then they're coming up with an animated short for competition. So with that in mind, I want to say thank you, welcome, and let's have fun in this one-of-a-kind animation festival in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you, Camille. And you're seeing how diverse this festival is. It is lots of things happening, but it's exciting, it is engaging. The youth audience is definitely with us. So we thank you all for being here. We just want to have some remarks from our IDB country representative. He is new to the field. Please welcome Mr. Julian Belgrave to bring some remarks on behalf of the IDB.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. All protocols being established. I am really and truly happy. I'm honored to be here today as the still new IDB Group country representative for Trinidad and Tobago, and to celebrate this year's Animae Caribe Festival. I'm told that I can still use new for another 3 months or so, so I'll roll with it. The IDB Group, through the IDB Lab, has been championing this initiative, and I'm delighted to throw my support behind it. The energy and creativity this initiative has brought let me start again. This energy and creativity that surrounds this event is indeed remarkable, and I'm grateful to witness firsthand, thanks Camille, the vibrant connection between animation, Caribbean culture, and artistic expression. For over 23 years, this festival has showcased not only exceptional talent in Trinidad and Tobago, and I won't forget Tobago, but also the deep-rooted stories and cultural heritage that make the Caribbean unique. The IDB Group has been a proud partner of this initiative for many years, recognizing the incredible potential of the creative industry to drive in economic growth and innovation in our region. IDB Lab, the innovation lab of the IDB Group, over the years has supported a grant of over US since we're not talking TT today, US $900,000 for the University of Trinidad and Tobago to catalyze, and I'm stressing catalyze, which it seems to have done, to catalyze the expansion of animation services. The global animation market size, and Camille alluded to it earlier, was valued at over 354 billion US dollars in 2020 and is projected to reach over US 640 billion by 2030. With the support of the IDB Lab, I am told that the Trinidad and Tobago Animation Production Factory was able to accomplish a wide range of achievements over the last 3 years. Camille mentioned a few, and notably employing at least 40 budding animators and music technicians, securing at least 3 international projects, training and upskilling over 300 individuals, completing the first ever, I don't know what exactly it means, 26-minute full animation production in Trinidad and Tobago, and collaborating with at least 5 medium and small size animation studios from the Philippines, Cuba, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. These are just some of the successes and the impact to date. I am sure there will be many more to come. So at the IDB Group, we continue to support projects like the Trinidad and Tobago Animation Production Factory, which highlights the global impact that local talent can achieve. This year, we look forward to building on this solid foundation to cultivate promotion and investment in the creative sector, empowering more creatives across the Caribbean to thrive. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Camille and her entire team for their relentless passion, dedication in bringing this festival to life once again. We are excited to continue supporting this festival and the broader animation community as we look ahead to the opportunities that await this industry here in TT and the wider Caribbean. Thank you, and I wish you all an enjoyable experience, and it's indeed about experiences.
Thank you so much, Mr. Belgrave. It is Julian, thank you so much. It is so important to collaborate. And it's been important to us over the years to collaborate with many different organizations. Many of you are here representing particular organizations, and we thank you. We thank each and every one of you. An organization that we've done quite a bit of work with is the Caribbean Development Bank. And we are so happy to have the CIF, which is the Cultural and Creative Industries Innovation Fund, the fund coordinator with us this morning. Please welcome Ms. Melanie Joseph.
Thank you. Good morning. All protocols established and observed. Good morning to everyone gathered here. Today is a special day, I think. Special festival guests, partners, co-partners, and of course the hard-working Animae Caribe Festival team. As Roxanne mentioned, I'm Melanie Joseph, the Fund Coordinator of Caribbean Development Bank's Cultural and Creative Industries Innovation Fund, CIF. And I'm bringing brief remarks on behalf of the entire program team. And I'm starting by congratulating the Animae Caribe Festival, 23 years of operation. That's no mean feat. And it is a milestone that provides a lot of room for us to reflect upon. And so the Caribbean Development Bank's intersection and meeting with the Animae Caribe story includes just over 100,000 USD in grant funding, different projects, multi-sectoral kind of intersections, and it started in 2019. And SIF awarded one of its first technical assistance grants and partnered with the Animae Caribe Festival to deliver a gaming and animation accelerator training program. And this was for regional audiovisual practitioners. And the grant design, that project design, also included a prize grant element and pitch, which the ePixel project, the Tobago Trek project, actually was juried as the winning pitch. Right? And we are so proud to see the continued growth and development of that project under the guidance and support of Camille and team. I mean, it's a living testament of what a little contribution, partnership, dedication can do. SIF deepened its connection to Animae Caribe again in 2020 when another accelerator concept, this time for visual arts, was funded by another technical assistance grant. And Animae Caribe led the regional implementation team. And the theme of statelessness was transversely explored by over 20 visual artists from the region, and their outputs were exhibited digitally, because this was a time of a pandemic, a global pandemic. And the team was ready to pivot and deliver. And this digital exhibition highlighted projects that looked at issues of statelessness that were about disaster resilience and preparedness, migration, citizenship, gender-based violence, and other socially marginalized community issues. The Animae Caribe team has been an early adopter of the SIF program, and they demonstrate the operational pillars that we stand by, which is innovation, collaboration, and sustainability. This is the type of creative economy stakeholder that CDB's private sector strategy aims to continue to serve. And we would do that through cross-cutting focus areas, including promoting access to finance, enterprise development, and an overall improvement of the enabling environment. I close by once again congratulating the Animae Caribe team. Your festival and its related activities serve as a much-needed space for capacity building, educational impacts, community creation, mentorship, cross-cultural exchange, cultural preservation, intersectoral innovations, partnerships, and the list can go on. Right? Yes, yes. Community as place, festival as place, right? And learning. And so much else happens that we need to engender resilient, sustained creative development across the region. And this feeds again into the wider development goals and concerns and efforts of the Caribbean. Thank you for the vision. Thank you for your impacts on the Caribbean animation ecosystem to date. We look forward to this year's festival offering, and we can already see the future impacts of your unwavering service to the region. Thank you.
Thank you. You absolutely have our support. And you notice something, right? She is in her orange economy. Yes? So thank you so much for that support, and thank you for understanding the vision. Building an industry does not happen overnight, right? So we're talking 23 years of service that the Animae Caribe team has been putting towards this development of an industry. And we are so happy to have our DPS, Deputy Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, with us today, because it means that they understand the vision. They see the low-hanging fruit that the animation industry can be. Content creation, you heard the numbers, right? And I'm sure you'll hear some of them again. So please, we welcome Ms. Eva Marie Mahaber Das, our Deputy Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Trade and Industry.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me. First of all, I want to give the regrets of Minister of Trade and Industry, Senator the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon. She is unable to be here this morning. She has cabinet obligations, so she sends her regrets and her congratulations on this wonderful day. So I'm going to do all the protocols and observe everything. So Mr. Julian Belgrave, Country Lead, Trinidad and Tobago, Inter-American Development Bank. Ms. am I saying it right? Melini Joseph, Fund Coordinator, Cultural and Creative Industries Innovation Fund, Caribbean Development Bank, Miss Camille Salvan Abrams, Creative Director, and Animae Caribe Festival, and Miss Roxanne Coltrust, Director, Animae Caribe Festival. Specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I am pleased to attend the launch of the 23rd edition of Animae Caribe Festival, the longest running festival of its kind in Latin America and the Caribbean. Since its inception in 2001, the festival has grown into an impressive platform for showcasing local, regional, and international animation talent to buyers, agents, and distributors. Animae Caribe has evolved into a hub for facilitating collaboration across the Caribbean, fostering unity and artistic challenges among animators from various countries, including Cuba, France, Guyana, Martinique, Suriname, the USA, the UK, and of course, Trinidad and Tobago, all of which will be represented at the festival this year, featuring over 15 animation films. This rich diversity is a testament of the festival's growing influence in bridging talent and creativity in the animation sector at home and across the globe. Now, we talked about the figures, but I'm going to talk about it again. According to the 2024 Animation Global Market Report, the global animation market has been experiencing rapid growth, expanding from $355.8 billion in 2023 to US $379.8 billion in 2024, an impressive 6.9% per annum increase. I'm a statistician, so that's why I said that. This performance is driven by factors such as an increasing preference for visual storytelling, greater use in film and television, and the dynamic expansion of the gaming industry. By 2028, the animation market is expected to further grow to an estimated $499.6 billion, a growth rate of 7% due to advances in technologies such as VR and AR, paving the way for further innovation. These indicators underscore the significant potential of animation in income generation, employment creation, and foreign exchange earnings for Trinidad and Tobago, and from which we can benefit. To better capture these opportunities, we have been building a capacity to reposition Trinidad and Tobago as the premier destination for animation. While the sector is still nascent, it has generated over $1 million in revenue over the past 3 years, with 75% of these opportunities being foreign-based. This demonstrates our ability to tap into the global market and highlights the potential for even greater growth. Locally, many exciting animation projects are in progress, including the animated short Animae Island, which has garnered Yay! So, Animae Island has garnered significant international attention and is valued at $50,000. The pilot for PB and the Buck, pitched at last year's festival, is now in production with the UK firm Big Thinkers, valued at $200,000. Another notable project, Tobago Trek, won a pitch competition and received $25,000 from the CDB to advance the pilot stage, seeking international investment. We're also excited about the making of a Baroness Floella Benjamin story, which will have production elements in Trinidad and Tobago and is currently being discussed for distribution with Children's BBC and Big Thinkers in the UK. Capacity is also being ramped up locally with the establishment of Animae Caribe House, as well as through collaborations through Animae Caribe, the University of Trinidad and Tobago, and the IDB, establishing the Tamina Technology and Animation Production Factory, which serves as an animation incubator to support talented animators. The government commends these initiatives and looks forward to their continued impact on the creative industries. Today, new developments and exciting advancements in technology like AR and VR and real-time rendering are transforming how we create and consume animation content. These tools open up new positions and possibilities for storytelling, allowing us to engage audiences like never before. Amid these emerging global trends, our local animators must adapt and respond. We must harness these new technologies while staying true to ourselves and our tradition of storytelling. It's about connecting with our audience on an emotional level, regardless of the medium that we use. The government is keen in developing an animation ecosystem in Trinidad and Tobago through the implementation of an incentive network and framework. These programs offer critical support to entrepreneurs and increase access to financing for projects. One such initiative is the Research and Development Facility, the RDF, which provides funding for innovative, technology-driven businesses and business ideas in the creative industries. Additionally, for production expenditure rebate program offers attractive rebates up to 35% on expenditure for local and foreign film producers filming in Trinidad and Tobago, including labor costs incurred in the hiring of local talent. These programs and others will be administered under our Trinidad and Tobago Investment Promotion Agency, which will further promote our country as a nucleus of growth in the animation sector. The government, through the Ministry of Trade and Industry, is pleased to be associated with the 23rd edition of Animae Caribe Festival. This festival promises to be quite a spectacle, and we are delighted to welcome to our shores a distinguished panel of renowned animators and animation companies, including Disney, Pixar, Nickelodeon, along with coverage from leading magazine outlets like the Animation Magazine and Kids Screen Magazine. Your presence underscores the importance of this festival within the global animation arena, and it's going to position Trinidad and Tobago as a preferred destination for content creators in the region. Events like Animae Caribe also enhance our visibility and reputation on the global stage, and they help us to forge new collaborations, such as those already established with YAPI, Nigeria's premier 3D animation training academy, and Annecy Film Festival in France. The festival also serves as a springboard for distribution opportunities, leveraging platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney+. These noteworthy developments, coupled with the inspiring productions like Adventures of Spin and Scratch that Camille talked about by popular soca artist Ansem Douglas, as well as the lucrative pipeline projects including Boy Boy and the Magic Drum by our very own Marshall Montano and Champions of the Galaxy by cricket icon Dwayne Bravo, will amplify Trinidad and Tobago's position as a recognized animator producer. In closing, I extend my sincere gratitude to the organizers of Animae Caribe for hosting another installment of this amazing and engaging festival, and for their steadfast commitment to nurturing our local talent. I wish you all a rewarding festival, a successful festival, an enjoyable festival, and I look forward to the creative and insightful screenings over the next few days. I thank you. Have a good day. Have a wonderful next 3 days. Yes. And I hope you have a little bit of time to enjoy the day tomorrow as well. So happy Diwali. All the best, and thank you.
It is so heartwarming to hear that speech. Thank you so much, DPS, Deputy Permanent Secretary. Thank you. It is always very, 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 very a happy moment for us when we have our international guests here with us in Trinidad and Tobago. And so we have a short panel discussion, and we would like to invite forward Laura. Please join us on stage. Serit, please join us. Dr. Matthew. And Carlton. Carlton, would you join us? This is a sampling of our international attendees this year, but we also have in the audience Alex Rodriguez and Isis Chaviano from Cuba. Just give a little wave. Robert is also here. Robert McHugh is also here from the U.S. Virgin Islands. And then the rest of the team from Tobago, ePixel Studios, not just Tobago Trek, there's much more to come. ePixel Studios, give a little wave. Thank you. So, Camille, I'd like to invite you to the podium to lead this session. Thank you.
Okay, so this is just more or less for the audience looking in and the audience here to get some background on you. That's why we do this, okay? So we'll be starting with Carlton on the end. Please introduce yourself, introduce your organization, and introduce the project that you all are working on at the moment.
Hi, my name is Carlton. I'm very nervous. I'm usually behind the camera, so this is a new experience for me. So bear with me a little bit. My name is Carlton. I'm a graphic designer, 3D modeler generalist. I am from Tobago. I'm from the ePixel team. Currently, we are working on Tobago Trek, which is a project we've been working on since 2019, so over 5 years. It's a great project, if I do say so myself. The trek to get to this point has been a great one. From the initial pitch that we won to today, that has been such a big catalyst for Tobago to push animation and create a real drive that wasn't there before and has employed so many young people in a space that we really didn't have before. So currently we're working on Tobago Trek and a bunch of other projects that you'll see between today and tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you. And we again thank the CDB for the support. So I say Matthew, Dr. Matthew. I don't know if he likes being called Dr. Matthew, but he's the happiest doctor I know. Always smiling. So Matthew, could you give us a little feedback on what you do?
Good morning. My name is Dr. Matthew. I just want to say I'm very blessed to be here today to see all the government organizations in the community to get up for the education and the entertainment of the children is just very fascinating. And I'm just happy to be a little spoke in the wheel. So thank you very much for that. I do come to you from the U.S. Virgin Islands, and my idea, Ivory Island, actually came from kids coming into my office. And I would say, what did you learn in school today? And most of them would say nothing. And I would ask, how many bones are in your body? Now, Julian, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you know how many bones are in your body, sir? Yes, sir. All right. A plus. So most kids didn't know that, and I thought, hey, why not let's start a show? So I wrote a Bones song, and I didn't really have an idea. But then in 2017, we had 2 Category 5 hurricanes hit within 10 days. People lost their houses, all the materials, baseball fields were gone, activities were gone. I lived 4 months without power, worked for free, donated my services where needed, and I thought, you know, who's really hurting is the kids. So I thought the kids that come into my office, and I'm also lucky enough in the Virgin Islands, we have kids and people, not only from the U.S. Virgin Islands, but the British Virgin Islands, Yost Van Dyke, Tortola, St. Kitts, Nevis, Puerto Rico, everywhere, Dominica. So it's, when I came with this project, every single person in my office, I would ask them, where are we at? How are we here? They were also drafted when they had a good voice or idea. They were kind of my free workers, all right? Because this is definitely a passion project. Ex-President Teddy Roosevelt had a quote, and he said, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And when I look, I have the business plans, and we've designed the yoga mats and sleeping bags, and ooh-wee, do I want that Dora the Explorer $6 billion money, but none of that matters until everyone knows what I care, and that's what I preach in my health office as well. So this is I'm Education. We are interactive, so we're getting the kids involved, and they're learning intrinsic motivation, lifelong leadership, how to lead, how to be led. You know, we do this through science, health, nature. We even have a little sign language portion. So we're just trying to hit everything, and so the kids in my office can see themselves on screen. Thank you.
And just to add what Dr. Matthew said, how we met him was at an event in Kids Screen in Miami. And that is how important these festivals and these conferences are. And it's important that we be present, especially as we are moving. And it was through the corridor coming down to the last day of Kids Screen that Matthew met Roxanne.
So I was actually liming out by the pool. I was kind of over it because I'm for a specific cause, right? Like I just, for my project, for the education and entertainment, and I was kind of over the thing. I'm liming out by the pool, and then in my little bathing suit, walked by Roxanne. And I think the statement was, "Where have you been all my life, Roxanne?" And everything kind of took off from there. So again, very blessed.
Right,
privileged to be
and just to know that that entire job came to Trinidad and Tobago, $50,000 US, foreign exchange that the government is trying to encourage. Came here, it was, the storyboard was done, the animatic was done, everything was done right here, of course, with the support of Cuba. We have a wonderful relationship with Cuba. So it's a sign that we could bring 10 times, 15 times more. So, Sirit, we cross on many conferences around the world, you know, and I think it was the last one in DC, in a university in DC, that we kind of really were on the same panel, we're on the same, right? And we connected, and you're here today because of that. So could you give us a little background on you and your project too, which is launched?
Yes. Hi, I'm Sadi Hulov. I'm from the States as well. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm an Ethiopian American, and I studied film at film school at UCLA, and then really just kind of like hankered on doing both live action and animation. But most of my career has been professionally animation. So I was at Pixar Animation Studios for the past 8.5 years. Very grateful for my time there, and I made a short film called Self. And the story is about a woman who self-sabotages herself to fit in and belong. It's a stop-motion film, and we worked with Tippett Studios in the Bay Area to make the film. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Good. Wonderful to have you here. So, Laura, we want to ask you to give a little bit about the project and fulfilling that, what you did in the UK. I know it's a challenge because I've lived there for, over 10 years of my life. So could you give us some feedback on the project and also the history of what you've been doing?
So, good morning, everybody. And thank you all for coming. So my name is Laura Henry Elaine. I'm from the UK, you can tell by my accent. But my heritage is St. Lucian. Whoop, whoop. So your cousins, neighbouring cousins. And I actually do have family in Trinidad who I met yesterday for the first time, because we go all over the inter-island and in Barbados. So my background is I'm an early childhood teacher, and I did that for many years. But then for the last 25 years or so, I've done consultancy work, keynote speaking around the world, anything to do with child development. So from birth to 8 is my specialist area. So if I was to go on a game show to win £1 million to give to the doctor, that would be my specialist area. My grandmother passed away in 2009. We went back to St. Lucia for her funeral. I was grief-stricken because she was part of that Windrush generation that went to the UK, and they all said they were going to go back to their countries in the Caribbean, and my grandmother did with my grandfather. And through the grief, I remembered all these beautiful stories she shared with me when I was a little girl about all the things that I used to do with her, and that brought a smile through the tears. The smile was coming through, and I thought, oh, hold on, I'm an early childhood teacher. I'm sure children would love stories about a little girl and her grandmother. And then that was the development of Jojo and Gran Gran. My middle name is Josephine. I didn't do that much research. Jojo and Gran Gran. I wrote 2 books, was doing some consultancy work with the BBC, pitched it 5 times. No, computer said no, no, no. And then finally, head of development in children's, Ross, who I met, I said to her, oh, you're about the 6th person I've met from the BBC, shared the story. I said, I'm St. Lucian. Sometimes when I go around the world, people say to me, where are you from? Where are you really, really from? And I said, well, I was born in London, but my parents are from St. Lucia. And I kid you not, a couple of times people have said to me, is that in Jamaica?
Yeah, you get it.
So geography and history wasn't present in school there. So we've put St. Lucia on the map. It was the first Black British animation, and at the time we didn't know that. It's gone global. It's in the States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, different countries in Africa. And I'm super proud of that. And I have got another project in development, which I will share tomorrow, and that features Trinidad. And I will tell you about that tomorrow within my keynote. But I'm I'm honoured to be here, actually, and I'm very super honoured to be here amongst all these other creators. And for me, it's about leaning in and listening to everybody's stories, even the students, because I'm doing a current mentor program with Disney and Blue Zoo, where I mentor a young person, and I learn from young people as well. So I'll be very willing to hear your stories later.
Great. Okay, guys, so Roxanne, if you want to come back, we are on a live feed, as you all know. We want to thank TTT for this opportunity. We want to thank the ministry for sitting through and hearing. It's sometimes we do these things, but you have to run off. But all three of you all sat here and listened, and it was important that we share this and we also share our stories. So I don't know if anybody want to have a question, we could quickly have a question to the guests. Anybody? Any question? Any comment? Are you all excited like we are? Very.
I think we've been let off lightly then. No questions.
No questions? Students, come on, this is your challenge. Questions. Come on, students. One question in the back. Let's hear it. I'll repeat it in the mic. No, not. That's a separate. So he said he heard we doing animations for protest to do with Palestine and other things. That's not none of them here. No, it's for on Friday. Yes. Okay, so we don't want dead space. So we want to say thank you everyone. We want to say to the general public, www.animecaribe.com. You will get all of the information for the schedule. It's very present, and we want to thank all our guests, and we want to see you all play pan tonight. We want to see you all eat doubles for those who didn't eat doubles, and have corn soup, right? So thank you everyone for being here, and give yourselves some...
Winning numbers in the National Lottery on Nigeria for Wednesday, 30th October 2024 at 10:30 a.m. Play way number 3, Carriage, Mega Ball called. Pick 2, the numbers 24 and 4 in that order, Mega Ball called. Pick 4, the numbers 2, 7, 8 and 7 in that order.
This is TTT. Live for local.
Like threads that bind rich tapestries together are the histories of the individual places that we come from and the futures that we are forging together. Welcome to In Depth with me, DK Roster. We are here at Prindella Fashions to speak to the founder, Carol Prince Mandela, about the fabric of emancipation. I say welcome, thank you for making the time and opening your space. That's all you do.
You're most welcome.
And it's a really busy time as well.
It is. as we speak, we have customers waiting to come in.